Carlton's first round pick. It gets spoken about a lot for good and for bad. What we're going to do today, I've got list manager Dan here with me. We're going to have a look at the players who are projected to fall in that 10 to 20 range. And, should we actually end up using the pick? I know there are pretty strong rumours that we are going to trade it, but if we were going to use that pick, Dan, I want you to take me through who are some of the key players that we should be looking at. Now, this is your domain. I only really watched the Under-18 Championships the other day. I like the look of a few players, but mate, tell me a little bit about who's going to likely be available and how they can help us.
So I've gone on the assumption that these are ESPN are pretty accurate with their power rankings, and these are picks 10 to 20, and these are players that I feel we suit what we need. So there's a lot of inside midfielders. I've disregarded them. So we've narrowed it down to 4 who should be around there or thereabouts. So we'll start with Cam Tahini. He's a guy whose draft stocks have fallen quite heavily.
Okay.
He's not had a good tack campaign.
Okay.
But he's a medium forward, so he's about the same size as Jack Silvani, but he's got incredible pace. Mm-hmm. So he's a really exciting footballer. He's a Pakenham boy, so where I live at the moment.
Up your way, mate.
Yeah, mate, yeah. So real good pressure forward. He's got a keen eye for goal. He suits the bill of what Carlton would be looking for, I think. His potential TPI 6.27, so it's knocking him around the same level as Mr. Liam Ryan.
Interesting.
Flying Ryan.
Being a medium forward, does that probably help us in terms of not being worried if you're going to get picked up early? Unless you're dominating in that role, you probably are going to slide a little bit because you're neither a midfielder or a dominant forward, so you might be dropping a little bit. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, he's just had a bit of a tough campaign in the attack. He hasn't really showed us what he's been showing us for his under-18 associate side, so it's a shame. There's always one who slides. Like Sydney Stack is a great example last year. Was touted top 10 this time last year, and he went undrafted. Okay. So could be a little smoky.
Interesting. Who else have we got here?
We've got Jeremy Sharp.
Good kid. So again, I went to the Under-18 Championships and knew nobody, and this kid stood out right away. Right away, he stood out.
He's probably, when this gets updated by ESPN, he'll probably be in the top 10 because he had a wonderful carnival.
That good? Okay.
Wonderful carnival.
Right.
And if you follow Dane, he's a massive fan. He's a former WA boy like Dane, so shout out to you,
Dane.
Yeah, shout out to you. But this guy here, he's got pure talent. He plays outside midfield, doing a bit of half-back role as well. High pressure acts. 7.16 is his potential TPI, so that puts him around Rory Laird.
Yeah, wow.
So that potential TPI is telling us 5 years from now. Mm-hmm. It's saying it should be around the level of Rory Laird.
Okay, and this potential TPI, that's for his career?
Yeah, so it's estimating the next 5 years, so by 5 years he should be able to reach these figures.
Got it.
So phenomenal footballer, smart with the ball, good user. He's a very mature age boy for 18. He's got everything.
Righto.
Next up is probably my personal favourite, and he's not really talked about, Mr. Pickett. We've had a few Picketts at Carlton.
What is it with Pickett being a small forward?
Just guarantee. I think it's guaranteed. But this kid is a little bundle of energy. So if anyone remembers Isaac Rankine last year, he was criticised mainly because he did flair things at wrong times. This guy's pure flair.
Okay.
But he's got game-breaking ability.
His
numbers are really impressive. If you look at his progression from last year to this, he's worked heavily on his pressure acts. He's worked heavily on marking the ball. So he's got some really solid stats. And he's coming in at 5.27, so it's showing us here.
For a small forward, a pressure small forward, you take that.
Yeah, we're saying that he's going to be 0.51 in his first year, so it's a massive jump of where his raw potential is. So TPI is really telling us if we look after him, he could be a superstar. But there is, with him having such a wide gap between his TPIs, that says to me that a lot could go wrong in there. But this guy is a game breaker. 5.27, 6.25 is Eddie Betts.
Interesting. Well, let's not go there.
It's pretty good, Eddie Betts.
Let's not go there.
And finally, we've got my favourite, Lockie Ash. I love this guy. So this guy can play.
Where does he play?
Well, he's defensive utility, so he's played all across the half-back line. Played all across the midfield. Had a stint at full-back as well.
Okay.
So this guy's pretty useful. He's kind of like the Jack Silvani of the defence.
Interesting.
Can play anywhere. But this guy, 8.91 is his TPI, which puts him around the Lloyd category.
Okay, that's huge.
And he's a very similar player to Jake Lloyd. He finds the ball.
So is it accumulator, gets in the right positions?
Uses it well, got line breaking speed.
Yep.
You also see there that he's got a decent shot at goal, 0.4. Goals a game for a halfback is phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
He really's got a good set shot. His scoring efficiency is 72% as well.
Yep.
So he's actually kicking 72% of his set shots, so that's forward.
Yep,
standard.
pretty good meters gained. Is that for this year, his meters gained?
Yeah, that's
solid.
his average, yeah. So he takes the game on as well.
Yeah.
Solid footballer. My favourite he is.
Interesting. There you go. Those are the options. If you are a bit of a knowledgeable person about the kids coming up, let us know in the comments below if you're looking at these type of players as well. If you're not, someone like me, there's definitely a few players that I'll be keeping a pretty keen eye on. Dan, thank you so much for that. Let us know what you thought in the comments below.